Hi there and welcome to the video. So this is my second video on the channel, and if you haven't seen the first video where I talk about my best advice for you if you are going bald and my own story, then I'll put the card in the top there and you can go ahead and check that out. So seeing as this is my second video, it only makes sense that I show you guys how to actually shave that head and be free from all those worries and doubts once and for all. And if you haven't guessed yet, that is basically the message of my channel, okay? If your hair's falling out and you're worried about it and stuff like that, guys, it's so simple. Just take it off, rock that bald head, maybe grow a beard if you want to, and just get on with it. But we'll go into more detail about those sorts of things in some other videos. Anyway, so in today's video, let's get started. This is what you're gonna need if you wanna shave your head. So it might be the case that your hair is a bit too long. So what you need to do is first make that hair as short as you can get it without using the razor. So I've got a nice pair of clippers there, or any pair of clippers will do, to be honest. These were cheap, they were like 10, 15 quid if I remember correctly. And what you want to do is just take that hair down as short as you can get it with those clippers, because when you come to use the razor to shave your head, it's going to make it a lot easier and a lot more enjoyable for you. Now the next thing you need, of course, is a good razor. Now I'm using this one here. I don't know how many blades is the maximum now, but this one I think has 5 blades. It's just a Gillette razor. It's even got that battery kind of vibrating function, but in all honesty, I don't actually think that does anything. But it's a good, comfortable razor. The blades are nice and sharp, and that's really important, okay, I've found since shaving my head. Now this razor that I'm using, you can change the blade, and I change mine quite regularly, to be honest. I find if the blades are really nice and sharp, the whole process of shaving your head is a lot more comfortable and enjoyable. Now what you don't want to do is use one of these cheap razors. Now you might be thinking, oh, this looks alright, yeah, Mach 3's got 3 blades on it, but this type of razor is just a no-go, guys. I mean, I've still got quite a lot of hair on my head still, and so I really need a good razor to take it all off. And my hair, where I've got the hair, is actually still quite thick. I mean, you know, on the sides here where the hair won't actually fall out, is still quite thick. So I need a good razor, and the cheap razors, disposable razors, they're just not any good, so don't even bother with using those, because for your first time, especially if this is your first time shaving your head, you want this to be as good as it can. So make sure you invest in a half decent razor, because like I said, it's going to make the whole thing a lot better for you. Now of course you're going to need some type of shaving foam or shaving gel. Now the preference is down to you really, whether you want to go with the foam or the gel that kind of foams up as you use it. I've just got a cheap foam here and it works fine. Now you see, I do like to use quite a lot when I shave my head, because like I said, yeah, you don't want to skimp out on this, right? We're not cutting corners. You want to just do it nicely and enjoy it. Now, I'll say quickly that this is probably best done in the shower or before you have a shower, in the morning or in the evening, whenever you want really. But I usually do this in the shower because the whole process is a lot easier. It's more simple. You've got the mirror there that you can look into. And of course, once you're done with shaving your head, you can just jump in the shower, wash all the foam off, and you know, and have a shower, and it's great. It's just a lot more simple like that. But for the purpose of this demonstration, I'm just doing it here in my living room, but that's not what I usually do. Okay, so it's really simple. Once you have taken those hairs down as short as you can get them, okay, then you're going to want to first use some warm water to just kind of make your head nice and damp. Try and get it as wet as you can. So like I said, if you're in the shower, it's a lot easier to do it there. But just get it nice and wet, and then you want to get that shaving foam or shaving gel on there. Get loads of it on there. Get it covered. Make sure all the hair on your head that you have left is still covered, and you want to get lots of it on there. Now, so you've got a nice foamy head, and you want to grab your razor. And what I do is I start at the front there, and I use short kind of motions, because whilst you've still got a bit of hair on your head, you're not going to be able to just do one great long stroke from the front to the back of your head. You're going to want to go slowly and just take it off slowly, kind of chipping away at it almost, because if you try to do, you know, too much longer strokes, it's going to be uncomfortable and you don't want that. So just take your time with it. Just take the hair off nice and slowly, nice and slowly. Now I work from the front of my head. I kind of take that halfway. Then I start to go away at the sides, you can see there. And I kind of go with this sideways motion to take the hair on the side here down a bit, because it's actually still quite thick here. So I go with this sideways motion, and then once I'm happy that that is shorter, I can take the razor from bottom to top and get it right down to the skin and get all that hair off. So once I've done the sides there, what you need to do is go to the back, and it's a similar sort of thing with the front, guys. You just want to go nice short motions, nothing too crazy. Get that hair down nice and short as you go. And yeah, just work your way slowly until most of the hair is gone. You'll find once most of the hair's been taken off, you can go to longer strokes. And then what you want to do is use the foam or use the gel and keep adding a little bit of water to make sure your head is nice and moist, nice and wet and smooth. And then just feel for any places where there's still some hair, and then just use the razor then to take it off. Now on the very top of your head where your sort of crown is, some of the hair will kind of go in different directions. So what I find I need to do is kind of change it up with the direction that the razor is going in, and just make sure that I've got all those hairs right down to the scalp, right down to the skin, and just get it off. And you can use the water and the gel and your hand just smooth over your head and make sure that you've got all those hairs off. So if this is your first time shaving your head, this might be a bit of a shock, but I can almost guarantee that you think, okay, so I've got no hair, but you're probably gonna like it in all honesty. Now it might need a bit of getting used to, but like I said in my first video, just go in with it, be confident, and I really think you're gonna like it once you've taken off those hairs. And it's just freeing. You just feel liberated. It just feels fantastic. It's finally, you are free from worrying about your hair falling out. And that is the most important thing to take away from this video. Anyway, so once you've got all those hairs off, you're going to need to go ahead, rinse all that gel off. Make sure, behind your ears, you rinse it all off, all those hairs off, and then you want to dry your head nicely. Like I said, any foam that might be in your ears or behind your ears or anywhere like that, just make sure you get all that off, wipe all that off, and you are pretty much done. Now, the final thing you're going to need to do is make sure you get a nice bit of moisturizer, and you're going to want to rub that into your freshly shaven head. After a day or two, you don't need to do that, but I'd say for the first day, definitely once you've shaved your head, and maybe the next day, you're going to want to put a little bit, not too much, just a little bit of moisturizer on that head, just to make sure it's not dry and it's not uncomfortable, and just keep the skin nice and soft, nice and clean, and just make sure it's comfortable for you. And that's it. That is literally it, how you shave your head. I've got this process down to a couple of minutes now. I do it in the morning, and I shave mine every sort of 3 or 4 days. I find if you do it more regularly, then you don't need to use the clippers to take the hairs off first. You can just use the razor because the hair is not too long. And it's just a part of my routine. Every few days I take the hair off, and it feels good. Honestly, it feels really good. And I think if you are considering shaving your head for the first time, just go ahead and do it. Go and do it now or do it tomorrow. Don't delay. Go out and buy the things you need to get it done. Then I want you to come back here in this video, and I want you to tell me how good it feels to finally get rid of that horrible hair that's falling out. You don't need it. Just get it off. Go ahead, go out there and rock this bold look and just enjoy it. And again, like I've said before, have some confidence about you. Rock that bald head with confidence, and no one is going to say anything. You will even be so surprised at how many people pay you compliments about your bald head. Or you might even be surprised that no one even says anything. They just be like, oh, you've shaved your head. Be like, yeah, I took all the hair off. And they'll be like, oh, good for you, man. Because chances are, if you've been trying to hide the fact that you're going bald, people probably know about it, and they just feel uncomfortable about saying anything because they can see you're insecure about it. And as soon as they see you, oh wow, you're rocking that bald head, you're confident about it, they are also going to be confident enough to talk to you about it. And you might even be surprised what they say. They might be like, oh, thank God you finally got rid of those wispy hairs. I thought you'd never do it. Now you see here, I've kind of got this sort of beard growing in here. This is a couple of weeks growth. And then, yeah, make sure you keep your beard nice and tidy. Again, I just got the clippers here and I'm just taking away any sort of stray hairs that are wandering from the shape of the beard. Now, it's not essential that you grow a beard, but lots of bald guys like to do it because it does take some attention away from your bald head, and it kind of there's just a look about it that kind of the beard and the bald head go together, and I think it's, you know, it's nice and manly, it looks good. So if you want to also try the beard thing, then give it a go as well. So I really hope this video has helped you out. Go ahead, like I said, if your hair is thinning or falling out, you will not regret it. Go out, take all that hair off in the steps I just showed you, and like I said, I want you to come back here in this video and I want you to say just how good it feels. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope it helped you guys out. Don't forget, go ahead and hit that subscribe button because I'm going to have loads more videos coming your way to help you out with your journey of going bald and all things bald. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in that next video. Goodbye.